Hello everybody, this is Graham, also known as the Collector 75, and welcome to a kind of part 2 to my previous video where I reviewed the Deployer, Fracture and Air Razor. This video is going to take a look at some of the other little Minicons. I'm not exactly sure what they're called. I don't know if they're weaponizers, or just Minicons, but I'll try and find out, and then hopefully by now it's in the title at the top of the screen. Like I said before in my video, I saw these and they just look so sort of weird and cool, and yeah, I just had to pick them up, and plus they were on offer in Toys R Us for about £3 or £4, which is sort of the price max I'd sort of pay for them really. Right, so I've got about 5 of these. There was another one, for some reason I just didn't buy it, I don't know why, called Dragonis, so I'll be on the lookout for that one because I want to get it. I didn't bother with none of the Autobot ones. These are all Decepticon. The Autobot ones looked really crummy, so I sort of give them a pass. Right, so this is the first one I've got here. This is called, some of the names on these are really dire. Some of these are actually really good. This one's quite a cool one, I like it. Lord DOOMITRON. And now this is him in his alt mode, which is a kind of ball shape. Hopefully the light's picking this up because I haven't got the greatest light here, but he's nearly all black. And as far as I can tell, he's some sort of like knuckle duster. So you'd put him, I haven't got the figures these go with unfortunately because I'm very limited on my RID figures, but obviously you've come with a little post here, and then you hold it like that and he would obviously smack someone in the face with it because he's got like his little prongs, a bit like Predator, and it just looks kind of cool. Yeah, I do like this kind of weird thing. I just like it. Right, so anyway, transform on this because I don't want this video to last too long. You just sort of fold these bits out. Fold his little hands down. And there he is in his little robot mode. And I'm hoping the light's going to pick him out because it is hard to show this in this light. But he's got such a cool little robot face in there. Hopefully, there you go, you get a bit of light on that. I mean, it's just cool. It's just a shame they couldn't have just added a tiny bit more articulation in the arms. That is pretty cool. Now, to add a little bit of extra play value to these, they did give it, like I said before, some sort of weird energon armour or something. And he's got these little notches on his body all over where you can add them at specific points. Like this one will go here, just over these bits. And they just clip on really securely. Can't remember exactly how this one goes on now. Is it like that? I think it's like that. That's it, right? So that one goes on there. Then you got this one will go on the front. He's got a couple of little ports just in there, if you can get it right. They're also very small and very, very fiddly. Some of them, like these ones, go on his hands as little mini gauntlet things. If you can get them on, maybe I've got that in the wrong hand, I'm not totally sure. Oh no, that's why it goes up here. There you go, there's 2 on this one. And so this one goes up here. And there he is with his energon armour. Don't ask me what it is exactly, I really don't know. But I think it's kind of cool, and if I've taken some pictures of these already with the flash on, and they really do light up really good. So we're going to stick Lord DOOMITRON over there, and then we're going to move on to the next figure. Yes, and this one is called Smelter. No, it's not Smelter, Swelter. And I really kind of like this one. It does have the same sort of basic mode as Air Razor, and it can be launched from that weird dodgy Fracture. It's just kind of cool. I like it. It's like kind of ship, I think. I'm not totally sure exactly what it is, but you know, it's okay. And then you just pull out the arms, and he does this automatic transformation, probably the legs actually, and then just fold these over. And then he's got this kind of cool robot mode. But like I said before, give it a bit of articulation here in these arms, and it'd been a very good little figure. I love his little tail there. And it just looks kind of cool, but I think where this one shines is when you add the little energon armour, and he comes with this one. This one is the one that actually reminds me of a character out of Mega Man, the old, I think it was Fireman or Heatman, one of those. Yeah, don't ask me why he does, but he does. I think this one goes on here like that. Then he has these 2 odd ones which go on the back of his hands and go here. I'm not totally sure what they're doing. But yeah, this one comes on around here and around here, and then he has these kind of cool ones that just go on his knees, here and here. And then it just gives him this really cool appearance. I like it, so I don't care. I think it just looks really fun. I just really like it. I think I'd have preferred it if they'd have just had one on the top there, like this fire, to give him that. I haven't really got the artwork for the toy, but on the toy it's got just fire coming out the top of his head. Like I said, that reminds me of Heat Man or Fireman, one of the two. But that is really cool. So I'm going to put him to one side and we move on to the next figure. Right, so this one is called Decepticon Hammer. Not really the greatest name in the world, but there we go. Now obviously this mode is some kind of ball. I think it's supposed to roll along the ground, but it don't. Obviously it's got these spiky bits, so it's not going to roll brilliantly well. You can add all the little Energon attachments to all these and they all transform back into their alt modes with all the Energon armour on or whatever it is. So that ain't too bad. Yeah, it's alright I suppose. You could throw it at a transformer and it would probably do some damage I suppose. Right, anyway, let's transform it. So this is probably one of the weaker ones, unfortunately. I probably wasn't going to buy this one, but I did. Wish I'd bought the other one. There was one pretty much the same as this called Dragonis. Yeah, I should have bought that one really, so I bought this one. So obviously he turns into some sort of weird lizard bird thing. That's about it. You're not getting any articulation out of these, unfortunately. So what you need to do is you do need to add all the Energon armour. So that bit goes on the back of his tail there. He does have this big one that goes on the front of his head, which I think when you put this one on, it really does obscure his head a lot. So I'm not a total fan of that one. Now he does have these guns that go on here. Excuse me, these are very, very fiddly. Right, so that one goes on there, and he's got another one that will go just over here, like that. It's giving him some sort of like guns, which are pretty cool. He's got more guns that go just over here, and they tab it into two little slots on both sides. So that gives him some more guns, and then he's got these weird little ones that are going to go on his wings, like here. Once you figure out whereabouts they go exactly. Like so, and they just sort of push on. Which one's fallen off now? There we go. That's this one on the bloody wing. Yeah, so you know, once you've got them on, and they will stay on. Yeah, so there we go. There is Decepticon Hammer with all his little bits on. It's okay. It's not the best one. It's not my favourite one. But it's not too bad. I suppose you've got more play value this, because obviously he's just swooping in, taking pot shots at people and stuff. So that's him over there. Right, we've got two more. Right, so this one is called DIVEBOMB. Much like Swelter over there and Air Razor, he turns into this sort of weird looking arrow ship thing, whatever you want to call it. And it's okay. I love the colours on this one, nice bright colours, and obviously to transform it we just separate the little legs there, pull out the arms, and he auto transforms, if you can call it that I suppose. And you fold out the feet and he turns into this little cute. I love the look of some of these robots. These are just brilliant. I just wish they had slightly more articulation. These would have been really good. Yeah, I'm definitely going to track down all of these Decepticon ones and just get them. Unfortunately, I did pick up the one with the dodgy one where they put the Decepticon symbol at a slight off angle, which annoys the hell out of me, things like that. So then we're going to add his Energon armour, and this one actually works quite well. I like putting this one on him actually. I think it mainly covers up that bloody Decepticon symbol. And this bits more that go on his knees, like so. Now he has some guns in his hands, which are pretty novel for these sort of figures, because he's the only one who noticed he does. Just put them in there, and then he has these strange wings that look like they should be the other way round, if you want my opinion. But they sort of angle downwards. They go in the back, those ports just in there, like so. Yeah, so that's him with all his Energon armour. Like I said, these ones look like they're shipping up here, but I've tried swapping them around, it don't really work, so there we go. He's alright, I don't mind him, to be honest. Yeah, he's alright, old DIVEBOMB. I'm going to pop him over there and move on to the next one, the last one with this little batch. Right. This one is called, make sure I do get this right, Decepticon Back. I mean, that has got to be the worst name I've ever I've ever come across, really. It's just a bit uninspiring. What the hell is that? Decepticon back. Anyway, he does have quite a cool alt mode. Well, so this is alt mode, I suppose. It's a ball thing again, though it does have that, which kind of reminds me of that old, that Generation 2 ship. What was that? The War World. It had a sort of like a thing looking like that, didn't it? So that's pretty cool. Yeah, so he's like a ball thing. I suppose you'd launch it out and smack him in the face or something. Now, I do like it when he transforms because it looks really weird. So you just sort of like grab these bits here and you just pull them all out, and then you fold his little weird arms out, and then he's like this weird squat spidery type four-legged thing with a face with a horn on it. I like it. I like it. I don't know what it is, but it just looks cool. It reminds me of, what was that robot? There was a robot in one of the old G1 episodes. I cannot remember what his name. Kind of reminds me of that. I don't think it was Decepticon. I think it was something else. I can't remember. But yeah, but he does come with some Energon armour, so you're going to start clipping these on all over the place. This one goes on the back of him here. And then he's got this really weird one that goes on the top over this horn, so you've got to get the horn through first. It took me a while to figure this out, actually. And then you sort of push it down into place like that, so then he ends up with this sort of look. He's got 4 of these little ones that go into the legs to give the legs a little more beef about them, I suppose that's what you might say. So they just slot in there all round. I think it's the same sort of like generic one that goes in, otherwise I'm getting these all wrong. Right, so they all go in there, and then he's got some sort of like handheld guns that go in his arms, so he's got a bit of firepower or something. Yeah, there we go. Oh, well, what have we done here? And there we go, and then that is Decepticon back in his Energon-y armed up mode. I like it. There's a strange little figure that you'll just put on your side. I really like it. I can't say exactly why I do, because some of these things I've seen these for a while. I've seen these for a while, and I was to keep umming and ahhing over them. But they're so cool. They're just really, really cool. Not everyone's cup of tea. I know that, but I like them. I like them. Yeah. Anyway, right, so these have been the Decepticon Minicon-y, weapon-y things, people from Robots in Disguise. Yeah, I really like it. I'm going to get some more if I can, when I've got the cash. Since TF Nation, I've been really, really low on cash. I've probably spent way more than I should have, to be honest. But there we go. Right, okay, so this has been Graham the Collector 75. I'll see you all next time. Bye for now. Hello there again. That was going to be the end of my video, but I went to the Entertainer on the way home from work today, and I actually found a couple more. So I thought, oh no. So I bought them. I think I'm only missing one now, maybe. I think that's Dragonis, and plus maybe the others that you can get with a couple of the other deployers that I want. But they're just so expensive. I don't think I'll bother with them unless I see them really, really cheap. But they look kind of cool. Well, one of them does. But obviously it does suffer from no articulation as well. But that's beside the point. This is SANDSTING. I think I pronounced that right. Now, again, he is one of these weird, like, triangular kind of ship type things. His alt mode is anyway, and it looks kind of cool. And as you can guess, probably from the name and the way he looks, he does turn into some sort of scorpion. If you can remember how to transform, I think you just pull on his legs, I think. And there we go. And that is him in his scorpion mode. Now he does have a tiny bit of articulation in the tail, though not much to speak of, so it's probably not worth it. It would have been kind of cool if you'd have got some articulation here to give it the old pincer movements, but, well, that ain't happening. He's alright, he ain't too bad. I mean, you can sort of play with him scurrying along and everything. Yeah, not too bad. But I do think they missed a trick here. You can add this Energon armour. I think I'm doing this the right way around. Like what, you can get a couple of bits on here. And this one goes in here. And now these two especially, if they'd have had them here, so to give him that look, that would have been a lot better. But there we go, and now you can add this one on the front. These are very, very fiddly to get on, and I think these ones are aimed more at children than the regular, like the Generations line and everything. But even so, when I was a kid, when I was very into Transformers, like when I was 10, I wanted articulation. You could tell the Duff Transformers, like the Throttlebots from a good one, like say for Scepter, he had great articulation for a G1 toy, and that was a better toy than say the Throttlebots. So you can't say that, oh, it's that they're aimed at children, that's why they haven't got an articulation. Children want articulation. It's just being cheap. Don't care what anybody says. Still, there we go. But that seems to be Hasbro's watchword these days, is cheap. There we go. Let's make them as hollow as we can. And just cut corners where we can to cut costs or whatever, because that just seems to be the way things go these days. Which is a crying shame, if you ask me. I remember it all started with, is it Dark of the Moon, when all the deluxes and everything were downsized and they were given these giant guns. People said, well, that's only because they got the giant guns, but surely everyone knew that's how they would stay. They would get rid of the giant guns and that's the size they would stay. But there we go, I digress. So this is SANDSTING with all his energon-y bits, or whatever they call it these days, on him, and he's alright. Not as good as I thought he'd be, mainly because of all these weird bits. I don't know why he's got all these weird bits on his tail, but you know, he looks okay. We're going to put him over there, and we're going to come on to the next one. Yes, here we are with the next one. Now this one is kind of cool, and I did see the other one, I thought, yeah, that's definitely one I want. This one is called Ratbat, and again he's this kind of weird triangular type ship or something, and he looks kind of cool. I like how they've got this big hole in the back simulating maybe like a jet engine or something. I think that's kind of cool, and it just looks alright, doesn't it? Yeah, not much more to say about it really. Let's transform this now. He doesn't have the usual transformation, you just pull something out. Well, you do, but it does have a bit of a different take on it. So you sort of like move these around and you can see it all auto transforming there, and you fold these little feet down, and then you've got Ratbat in whatever you want to call it mode, robot mode, bat mode, something mode, I don't know. It doesn't have any wings, it just has these weird legs with a face. But I like the weird, I love the weird sort of look of things these days. I do like these. Yeah, I do like it. Just because it's very strange looking. Now then, he does have the usual, let's add some strange bits like energon weapons things, whatever you want to call them. So we're going to put those on there. Some of them just look a bit odd. These ones go up here. Yeah, I don't know exactly why or what some of these bits are supposed to do. These would have been cool if they looked like wings or something, but they don't. They just sort of like stick on the side. I can't fathom why, but you know, still kind of cool in it. Anyway, right, so those bits go on there. It's well fiddly though, I'll tell you that now. I mean, I'm having trouble with it. Whether a child could do it better than me because they've got smaller hands and everything like that, I don't know. I suppose so, probably. Mind you, when I was a kid, my brothers couldn't transform most of my Transformers, so there you go, maybe that's something to do with how old you get, I don't know. Right, and then these bits go on here like this, giving him just sort of weird looking feet, I don't know. There we go, there you go in there. And so then we end up with a Ratbat looking like that. And he ain't too bad, is he? He's alright, he's definitely beefed up a lot. With all that energon armour, and he looks alright. Again, I'd have preferred maybe if they'd given some bits to make him look like he's got wings or something. That would have been quite cool. But he looks alright with all his guns and everything on him. Right, I'm going to put him over here, and that is now definitely the end, unless before I upload this one or edit it together, I actually find one or two more. But I don't think I will, because I've spending far too much money lately. Oh, pardon me, a bit of sniffles there. Right, okay, this is definitely the end this time, and I shall see you all next time. Bye for now.